Alright, so this week on Lore Friday, we're taking a look at the level 5 adventure from Candlekeep Mysteries. This one is called The Price of Beauty. Now, just like every other adventure, this particular one, you're solving a mystery, and this one is solving the mystery of a missing acolyte from Candlekeep Library. There's two locations for this particular adventure. One is Candlekeep Library, that's just basically where you start. The vast bulk of it takes place at a spa called the Temple of the Restful Lily, which is located in the High Forest. That's in an area in the Sword Coast that's not far away from the city of Silvery Moon. The way this one gets started is that an acolyte has recently disappeared. A dear friend of that acolyte comes to the party to say that this person had been struggling with depression until he found a book called The Price of Beauty a few days before he disappeared. And there's a backstory to this. For over a century ago, there was a spa dedicated to the goddess Sune, which is a good goddess of beauty and health. This spa was established up in High Forest called the Temple of the Restful Lily, and it was established by a half-elf who is a cleric of Sune and a group of acolytes that followed her. And she wrote this book called The Price of Beauty to basically advertise the services of the spa and to give encouragement to people and to offer people a way there, because this book has a very special quality on the cover. There is a mirror built into the cover of the book, but this mirror, when you look into it and you think on the ways that you would like to improve yourself, it will actually sort of speak to you. It's not an intelligent item in a sense that it has sentience, but it is a magical item in the effect that it can kind of detect your thoughts of wanting to improve yourself. When it does detect that, and when you gaze into it, it will open a portal in an adjacent 5-foot space. And that portal will actually take you to a path that leads you for a quarter mile through the woods to the Temple of the Restful Lily. This is something that the party will discover as they start investigating this book and they start examining it and everything, that this will happen. Most players would probably put 2 and 2 together and figure out, oh, portal, this must be what happened to the acolyte. But if they don't, the acolyte's friend will suggest that that must be what happened to the acolyte. They go through the portal. They walk to the spa, and they find this spa a gorgeous retreat. And it is staffed by the most lovely people that the party has ever seen. You might almost say that these people are too beautiful. And you know the old adage, if something is too good to be true, it probably is. And yes, friends, when these people are too beautiful, they're really not beautiful. It is an illusion. Now, I don't want to spoil too much of it, so I don't want to go into much more detail than that in terms of who the people are that are running the spa. Unbeknownst to everybody, when they get there, the cleric that established the spa has been imprisoned. The people that are running the spa actually have a macabre ritual that binds tormenting curses to their victims. And these victims are lured into a bargain to enhance their youth or their beauty by the people that are now running this spa. Now, there's one thing that the PCs have on their side, which is that the actual people who are co-owning and co-running the spa, They hate and distrust each other almost as much as they hate and distrust outsiders. Each one of them has petty jealousies and greed. That is a wedge that can be used to eventually divide them and, perhaps make it a little bit easier for the party to deal with them. Now, they'll also discover, as they're investigating, that there are some current victims of these owners that are actually there on the property. And not all these victims are entirely helpless. And some of those victims just need a little bit of motivation and encouragement to help fight against their captors and tormentors. And then the last piece of news is that there's a secret to removing the curses, and that can be discovered it's not something that is just readily apparent, but with investigation and research and study there at the spa, the PCs can figure out how to remove these curses. And once they do, then they can destroy the people who are currently running the spa, the people who are more beautiful than they should be, and they can restore the spa and its founder to their original state and purpose. Most common enemies that you're going to find in this particular adventure are fiends and monstrosities. The toughest encounter going to be a full coven of 3 green hags along with 2 fiend minions of theirs. And among the creatures and items that are special in this, there are a Medusa, a Hellhound, and a Cambion, which is a type of fiend. Now, my personal favorite elements of this adventure are the maps of the spa, which are nicely detailed. There's 3 buildings that make up the spa. One is sort of the main temple/spa area. Then there is a tower that is sort of a residential area, and then there's a bathhouse. So all 3 of these make some nice locations, and they're presented in the book on one single large map, but you can take those out and separate them and use them as separate maps for different encounters if you want to. Also, I like the twist to the plot. How a place that's dedicated to beauty and filled with seemingly such beautiful and helpful staff can actually be a den of vile evil. Now, the easiest homebrew adaptation that I was thinking about when I was reading through this is just dispense with the entire book and just focus on the spa itself. I was thinking, what if your party has some subtle and sly enemies? So maybe they're not going to openly send some opposition against the party. Maybe instead they would, through other agents, they would perhaps offer the party a reward. Oh, you've done these tasks. You really should pamper yourselves. There's this beautiful spa out in the high forest, the Temple of the Restful Lily. Why don't you guys go out there and just spend a few days and enjoy yourselves? It'll be wonderful. And then you send your party out there and you set them up thinking, oh, this is going to be a great kind of thing. And they get there, and at first everything seems wonderful and lovely, but then a little bit of clues. It sounds a little bit too good to be true. And then, then they wind up realizing that this wonderful retreat is actually a vacation from hell. So that could be a really cool way of using this in a campaign. Then how could you use this with other editions? Well, every creature in here has existed in most of the editions of D&D ever since original D&D. So you're not going to discover, you're not going to have a hard time transposing this from 5th edition to any other edition. It would just be a matter of looking to see if the encounters are appropriate for a similar level party, or whether you'd have to adjust the numbers of encounters, or perhaps swap out a monster here or there. Alright, so that is going to do it for our look at the level 5 adventure, The Price of Beauty. Sorry for being a bit cagey about this one and not revealing too much of the plot, but if you dig too deeply in here, you are going to sort of spoil a lot of things for people who might be interested in playing this. So that's just something I want to be cognizant of. All right, and next time on Lore Friday, we will be taking a look at the level 6 adventure from Candlekeep Mysteries called the Book of Cylinders. I hope you'll come back and join us then. I hope we will see you around on the channel. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, click the post notification bell so that you get notified every time new content drops on the channel. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care, everybody. Good night.